Hello and welcome back to my channel. So this is a pick a card reading for you, and I've literally just decided in this second to name this reading. What pattern are you needing to break? And the reason for this is because I started doing the introduction for this video and I realised just how many patterns there are on this throw and in these cards, and I just thought, well, I've completely forgotten to give this a subject, but that's the subject. I kind of channeled it. So there we go. There is your topic. So we will see what the cards say. So as you can see, I've chosen 3 different ornaments to use in this pick a card reading. The first pile we have an owl, and it's actually got loads of crystals inside it. Actually, it's made of resin and it's got crystals inside, like rose quartz and clear quartz and all sorts, and little charms as well. It's quite cool. The second one we have a lotus crystal, and pile 3 we have the Beauty and the Beast rose. So for those Disney lovers, you might want to go for that, but just go with the one that you are drawn to. Don't go with the one that you like necessarily. It's always the one that you feel more pulled to, more drawn to. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, if you choose your pile, I will just get on with the reading. Hello and welcome back. So this is for pile number 1. So if you chose pile number 1, the little owl crystal, how cute is he? And this is your message. So let's just go into the cards. So we have 4 cards here. We have Dry Desert. We have the Oracle's Gift, however it has come upside down. We've got Fork in the Road and Sea Turtle as your spirit animal that wants to give you a message as well. So as I mentioned in the intro, the theme here is, what pattern do you need to break? Okay, so the first card we have is Dry Desert. Now what I get from this straight away is a lack mentality. Okay, it's a pattern of thinking that you haven't got enough, that you aren't enough, that, you know, it could be that you feel like you're not good enough for certain things and you keep telling yourself that. You keep getting yourself into situations which make you feel that as well. Maybe relationships, maybe you're doing things in work or certain situations, certain friendship groups, things like that, where you don't feel good enough. Now, this is because you have a pattern of thinking like this. And when you think and feel like this all the time, that is what you will attract, unfortunately. So if you feel like you are constantly going around the same, like round and round in the same patterns, like the same things are coming up time and time again, it's because you need to break this way of thinking. Okay, so you need to look at your lack mentality. What's your thoughts? Okay, so on a day-to-day basis, try and note down, if you've got like notes on your phone or something, or if you do take a pen and paper around with you, note all the times where you feel that you are saying something is lacking in your life, where you're saying that you haven't got enough, that you aren't enough, anything that says that you're not good enough. Maybe you might sort of say like that you haven't got enough money, or you haven't got enough time. That could even be a thing. So if you notice, like, a dry desert is like, or, you know, everything just feels dry. It doesn't feel like there's a lot around her. She hasn't really got a lot. So, you know, that can come from a lack mentality, like just thinking, oh, I haven't got enough. And what the message here is to really just be aware of that. Okay, in this card, just really be aware. And we're seeing like her looking at these things here, which is the only, like the cat things, the cactuses, cacti, however you say it, for 2, you know, they're the only things on the desert. And I feel like she is, well, there's 2 things. She's looking at them and saying, well, that's all there is. Okay, but I also get a sense of wanting to tell you to focus on the things that there are there. Okay, so in your world, focus on the things that you do have. Okay, and then the next card is the Oracle's Gift, but it is upside down. Okay, so what this tells me I'm almost seeing, I know it's like a cup of tea, so I'm instantly seeing like the tea is spilt. So it's almost like a negative mindset, like a pessimistic mindset. Like I'm seeing you spilling your tea and being like, oh, not again, or oh, everything's just going wrong for me today. Like, no, if you start the day where you are spilling your tea or coffee, or and then the rest of the day just goes the same. I'm kind of getting that energy with your group here. Okay, and I'm hearing don't cry over spilled milk. So it's like, just try not to let the little things, like that is a little thing in your day. If you think about like the things that are going on in the world at the moment, like the big huge things, spilling tea or spilling coffee is really a little thing. Okay, so try not to let the little things ruin your day. Okay, so if you are finding that you're just getting like really angry or frustrated, or feeling negative about the little things, just try to put it into a different perspective. Okay, so you might have a little bit of a pattern of that, like letting the little things get to you as well. And then the next card is Fork in the Road. Now, this to me always speaks to making decisions, not being able to make up your mind, and not being able to focus on one thing at a time. Okay, so that's a new message that doesn't normally come through with this card, but that just came through. So I'm also looking at the flags, and they're telling me to flag up things. So, what are they trying to tell me to flag up? Hang on a second. They're going flag up, but then they haven't given me what to flag up. That's interesting. So what were we saying? We were saying that focus on one thing at a time. Oh, okay, right. So what I'm seeing is like a computer screen with like loads of tabs open. Okay, or actually no, I'm seeing that, but I'm also seeing an inbox, like an email inbox, and I'm seeing thousands of emails in an inbox, and they're saying you need to flag the important things. Okay, so that makes more sense. Okay, I'm getting it now. Slowly. They're really getting me to focus on this face, right? So there's a little face in here, can you see? You might not have noticed that before. So what the message is there is to focus on the things that you may not have paid attention to before, but you do need to put your focus on the important things, okay? So it could be that you've missed something that's really important that you need to focus on. But you do also, God, they're giving me so many messages all at once. So sorry if this is all over the place, but let me just, right, I'm gonna say it, because if not, I'll forget it. So they're drawing me to the number 13, and number 13 in spiritual terms, so in angel numbers or numerology, is about the divine feminine. Okay, and divine feminine is about flow, going with the flow. It's about kind of being more relaxed. So in order to feel more in flow and more relaxed in your life, you do need to focus on one thing at a time. So it does kind of tie in, so that's good. Focus on one thing at a time. Narrow down those tabs on your computer. Okay, this might not be a physical thing, like this might not actually be like literal, but it's just giving me like an analogy. So you want to like start closing those tabs off, maybe write a to-do list, and then prioritize the most important things and start narrowing down those tabs or that list. Okay, and then focus on the important things, and then you might see, so I think this is where this girl comes in, then you might start seeing the things that you hadn't seen before. Okay, so you might start coming up with like creative ideas and things like that once you get a little bit of a more of a clearer mind. Can't get my words out. But when you get a clearer mind, you'll start seeing things and creating things that you maybe didn't notice before. I'm also seeing this little owl here. Look, we've got an owl. You chose the owl, so definitely your card. Brilliant, love that. Okay, so what that says to me is if you're struggling to make decisions at the moment, you really just need to clear your cache, is what they're saying. When you say cache, don't you, when there's I don't know, what is that? They're just saying clear your cache. Maybe it's like a money thing, but like cash in it on a computer as well. I don't know. They're just giving me that. So yeah, and I keep saying this monkey, and I'm like, what is that? Maybe it's like stop monkeying around and just get to business and do what you've got to do, because there's a procrastination coming through here as well. So maybe like you are the procrastinators of the group, or of the card reading as well. So pile 1, the procrastinators. So yeah, let me know if that resonates. There's a lot in that card, so I was kind of thinking this is going to be a really quick reading with only, because these two are short messages, and then whoa, no, that one just came out with loads. Okay, so the last card we have is your spirit animal. Your spirit animal is sea turtle. Slow down. That goes perfectly with that card. It's like telling you to slow down, and it's saying make conscious choices. Okay, so yes, once you, and conservation, but I feel like it's like conserve your energy. Okay, so you are like probably going high speed, you've probably got lots of tabs open, you've probably got loads of busy stuff going on in your life. Even though you feel like your life is lacking, you maybe feel like this because you're so busy working all the time that you don't feel like you have much time for enjoyment in other areas in life. So you feel like you haven't really got much because you just constantly focus on work, or you're so busy that you don't get time to enjoy life or to do things that you really want to do. And that makes you like, obviously quite miserable and negative. So you are going to cry over spilled milk, and spilled tea or spilled coffee. But yeah, they are telling you to slow down. Okay, they're telling you to bring in that divine feminine energy. Actually, you do need to relax more. You do need to let more of the feminine energy in. Okay, so yeah, that is your reading pile 1. I hope it made sense. Let me know in the comments if it resonated with you. Give it a like, share with friends, tag your friends, and yeah, if you're watching on Instagram, yeah, and that's it. So I will see you on the next video. Bye. Hello and welcome back. So this is going to be for pile number 2. So if you chose pile number 2 with the lotus crystal, beautiful lotus crystal, this was actually my late nan's. So pretty. So this is, yeah, your reading if you chose that. And we are going to be looking at the pattern that you need to break. Now, I did actually choose this pile for myself, and it makes complete sense to me. So just being honest with you with that. But yeah, I do hope that this brings through messages for you too. So the first card we have is Metamorphosis. So what I got with this is actually, it's completely different to, well, I don't know if it's completely different actually to the message, because it might come out of this message, but I got an image of, well, I saw these flamingos here, and I saw them like merged together, like glued together, almost like they're stuck. Okay, and then I looked at this, the butterfly, and obviously with the metamorphosis, the butterflies have to go through a cocoon stage, don't they? And then they break out into a butterfly. So what I saw there was quite gross actually. It was the cocoon, but it was all full of like, like the sap on a tree. It was like that sort of substance, and it was like, yeah, like a gluey substance. So I saw like these glued together, and then I saw like a cocoon glued together, and I just got the word stuck. Okay, so your pattern that you need to break is the pattern of feeling stuck. Okay, so you may go through this you may have been through this several times in your life. Come to periods of your life where you feel stuck, okay, and you just don't know what direction to go, and you don't know what to do with your life. You don't know where who to ask, or you don't have clarity on where you're going. You just feel trapped, you feel stuck, you feel restricted. Maybe this comes up for you time and time again. Okay, so I'm also seeing someone in on their own, So you may be single, or you may just feel like isolated, or just like you do things on your own quite a lot. So you might be quite independent. You might just be on your own, and you might not see a lot of people. So that can bring a feeling of stuckness as well. And obviously, when the butterfly's in the cocoon, it doesn't really have another butterfly in there with it, does it? So it's on its own, and so there's that real sense of isolation, or just feeling like you're on your own with things. And you could have people in your life, and you might not be on your own. You might be in a partnership, but you still feel at times like you're doing everything on your own. So there's that feeling as well. So that there might be like several patterns in this pile, but yeah, we'll see where it takes us. Okay. The next card is Into Me I See. Okay, now what this is actually is intimacy. It's quite a play on words there. Now normally I would say, about intimacy, and then say it's about you seeing into yourself, and I would like go into that side of it. But actually I'm going to do the reverse. So I'm going to talk about intimacy. Okay, so what I feel for you, pile 2, is that you do actually need to connect to the part of you that really wants intimacy, okay, that really wants connection, that wants to feel close to people. And I feel this starts with, oh God, sorry, my hand's starting to hurt, so it's starting to shake. I'm holding the camera this time round. You need to really connect with your heart, and you really need to connect to that part of you that feels lonely, or you might not even feel lonely, but just feels like you need that support, that closeness, that connection. But that does actually start from being on your own. Like, she's on her own, isn't she? She's not got anyone around her. It does start with really, really listening to yourself, and really going to those places that you don't really want to listen to. You want to escape, you want to sleep them off, or drink them off, or watch telly them off. Scroll through social media, not really be with them. It does take for you to switch everything off and be in silence and literally just listen to those parts of you and be intimate with yourself, okay? But you'll need to connect with that to really understand what it is that you want, what you desire, what you need for yourself. But yeah, you need to give that to yourself first. Can you see? This is really strange, right? So pile 1 had an owl in their card, and you have a lotus. You have lotuses in your card. They are lotuses, aren't they? I think. Or are they just flowers? Oh, I don't know. They look like lotuses to me. Let's just say they're lotuses. I love that though. Yeah, and I'm actually seeing, I don't know, I don't think it is, but I'm actually seeing a lotus in her heart space as well. So maybe you could use that as like a tool, like a meditation tool. You can maybe, if you'd like doing meditations, visualizations, you can maybe imagine you've got a lotus in your heart and it's opening up, and then just get a real sense, a real feeling of what it feels like to be intimate with someone, close to someone, connect with someone, with the people that you have got in your life that you do connect to well. What does that feel like for you? Really feel that in your body. But I feel like that's what you're really needing at the moment. Okay. The next card we have is Truth Be Told. Now, I knew that this pile was for me as soon as I saw this card, because literally in my meditation earlier today, I heard the words truth talks. Okay, now I have a group called Truth Portal, and that is a group for anyone who wants to share their truth, right? Who wants to speak their truth, express their truth, and just say it as it is, like really just be themselves, okay? Drop the mask, like he's dropping the mask, okay? And just say what's on their mind, say what's on their heart. And I thought, like in my meditation, I thought of doing like live talks and just calling them truth talks, okay? And just talking about what is actually going on for you at the moment. And what I feel with this card is it's telling you to do the same, okay? To really open your heart and drop the masks and stop pretending, stop hiding, like this card here. No, Is it that one? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we said that one, didn't we? With regards to hiding away, hiding under social media, TV, drink, drugs, like whatever you're doing. Yeah, stop hiding, stop, wearing those masks, and literally just listen to the truth of what's going on for you and share it. Speak to those people that you trust. Tell them exactly what's going on for you. I had a conversation with my friend tonight, and she shared her truth, and I listened. I told her my truth, and it was really refreshing, and it can really just shift the way you feel. So open up, okay? Open up like this owl is here, and just share what's on your mind, share what's on your heart, because it can really help, and it can connect you. It's intimacy, so you'll get that feeling of connection and intimacy, as long as it's with the right people. Obviously, tell the right people, tell the people that will listen to you, and that will, if you want advice, ask for advice. But if you just mainly want someone to just listen and just be on the other end of the phone, or to be there for a hug, then ask for it. Don't be afraid to ask. Some of us people who give a lot, and share a lot and help a lot, we do struggle to ask for help, but you do need that help and support as well. Okay. And then the last card we have is your spirit animal, which is whale, and it's tenderness. Show compassion and forgive what needs to be forgiven. So are you being too hard on yourself? Are you telling yourself, oh, I shouldn't feel this way, I don't want to be a burden to anyone? I don't know, are you just feeling sorry for yourself? Are you remembering things that you may have done in the past, and it's making you feel like a bad person? There's lots of things that can come up, and you can tell, especially if you're on your own quite a lot. So if you're finding that you're on your own quite a lot, you can go into those negative places, those negative, like, self-critical places, and start being harsh to yourself, start being hard on yourself. And this is a chance for you to really just be aware of that and just turn that around. Okay, I had a dream last night. I've just been reminded. I had a dream last night where an old colleague of mine was being really nasty to me, and in real life she's not like that at all, but it was a reflection of my self-critic. Okay, it was a reflection of all the things that I've been telling myself lately, and I actually managed to kind of like be compassionate to myself within my dream. I was quite impressed. I was kind of doing my my healing work whilst I was in my dream, which is, I was quite pleased with. I woke up and I was like, oh, I don't have to do that now because I did it in my dream. But I was literally seeing myself in the dream, being self-critical to myself, and I started to be compassionate. I started to say, no, like, this is not how I am, this is not who I am, and I didn't mean to do this, and I know why I didn't mean to do this, and I was, I had no idea, and I didn't do it on purpose, or whatever I sort of said to myself made myself feel better. It gave myself compassion in that moment. Okay, and that's what you need to do, is just like see yourself from the outside. It's almost like you're standing outside of yourself. See what you're saying to yourself, and then bring another person in, if you need to. Bring a more compassionate person in and just say what they would say to you, okay? So kind of be like a best friend to yourself, and say what your best friend would say to you. Okay, so that is your reading, pile 2. I hope it made sense. Let me know in the comments. Give it a like if it did resonate. Share it with your friends, and please do subscribe for future videos if you want to. So thanks ever so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello and welcome back. So this is going to be for those who have chosen pile number 3, the Beauty and the Beast rose, and I've actually switched it on. I forgot that it had a light. Switched it on for you, so there we go. Okay, so as I said in the intro, this is going to be about what patterns that you need to break. Okay, so what I'm picking up, first of all, for the sad embrace, is being attached to what you have lost, or being attached to the negative things that have happened to you. You find it really hard to let go of things that have hurt you in the past, Maybe you're having repeated patterns come up in relationships, or just situations like friendships, or even the people that you connect to in work or something, and you're having the same things come up time and time again that remind you of things that have happened in the past. And it's almost like your brain instantly goes there. You're instantly like, oh no, like I'm hearing, oh no, not again. Okay. And it's almost like so I'm looking at it. I've never noticed this before. She was sitting on a face. Yeah, can you see that? So you've got like the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and she's sitting on it. It's really strange. I never noticed that before. But yeah, what I'm seeing here is that like a covering up of the eyes, and she's obviously covering up her eyes as well. And it's like you just can't see things for how they really are. So when these things happen, it's almost like you can't see everything else happening in your world. You're focused purely on this thing, and it kind of takes over you. I feel like it really takes over you. Whatever it is that keeps coming up time and time again, it's like I can't focus on anything else. And I'm hearing anxiety as well. So maybe it brings up, maybe you get lots of anxiety, and maybe like this is a thing, maybe it's a pattern for you that you keep getting anxiety, or just, yeah, you keep saying to yourself, oh, not again, not again. I am hearing panic attacks, so maybe some of you do get panic attacks. But there is just this real sense of loss and grief as well. So maybe like it brings up feelings of loss and grief. There are obviously a few people in this pile, like the energies that are coming through. So you've obviously got different stories. Not everyone's going to have the same stories, but there's just this pattern that just keeps coming up that just makes you feel like this, basically, like this emotion that she's having, whatever that speaks to you when you see this image, that's like the feeling that it brings up for you. So it's like, yes, I need to break this pattern, but I really don't know how. Like, it just keeps coming up. What do I do? And it's just getting you down. It's just really getting you down, and you don't know how to break it. So let's see whether we can get some guidance here. So the next card, I was feeling like, when I first saw this card, I was feeling like there was something about the people who are really spiritual and like maybe too much in their spiritual energy. But actually what I feel is to draw on this knowledge that there is a higher purpose, not a high purpose. Well, yeah, there could be a high purpose for this. It could be that, you keep having these things come up for you to, I don't want to say teach you a lesson, because that sounds like that sounds awful, doesn't it? I'm just going to teach you a lesson, because it's not that you deserve to have like these big bad, I was going to say big bad wolf there, big bad, maybe it's big bad wolf, it feels like. It's not like you deserve to have these bad things happen to you, because you're not a bad person, okay? And maybe you're thinking, oh, am I a bad person? Is this my karma? It's not about that, okay? So please don't tell yourself that. What it is that these cycles and these patterns will keep coming up until you realize the lesson in it, okay? Now, it could be that you just need to think about what's happening, okay? Think about what emotions it's bringing up for you. Where have these emotions come from in the past, okay? I'm going to reword that. Where have these emotions been present in the past? So what experiences have you had before that have brought up the same things, okay? So say, for instance, I'm going to use just a silly example, right? Whenever I'm in relationships, I have noticed this. I don't get it at the moment, so I'm not in a relationship at the moment. But when I'm in relationships, I have a pattern of getting really hangry. Okay, so hangry is obviously when you're angry and hungry. For anyone who doesn't know that, I get really, or I also use the word tungry, which is tired and hungry. So you can take that if you want. So I get like angry bursts when I go ages without eating. But what I realise is actually a pattern for me when I'm in relationships. I don't get that pattern when I'm not in relationships. And I've now realised that. Okay. And what the lesson there for me was, I needed to look back on that. And I needed to look back on all my previous relationships. And I needed to think, okay, so what was going on in that moment, right? so I got these emotions all the time when I was in relationships, and I got these emotions all the time when I would or when they would like be late home from work, or I'd go hours without eating. But it wasn't actually about that. It was about me wanting to connect and have that connection with that person and eat a meal together. Because when I was younger, the connection that I had with my mum was always around food, and we'd always like connect really well and feel close together when we were eating together. Okay, so if I go like ages without like if I had to wait ages for them to come back from work or something, then I was like getting hungry and getting tired and angry. It wasn't actually about that. It was more that I was getting angry that they weren't yet home to eat with me, to connect with me. So that's like a prime example, and I've never shared that before. So so well done, Pile 3. You're the first people to hear that. Maybe I'll share that a bit more in future in other videos. But yeah, that's kind of a prime example of going back and thinking, okay, when have I had this feeling before? Is there a pattern to it? Have I noticed something? What do I need to learn from this? And it will keep happening because it's a divine lesson. Okay, so Spirit is actually trying to teach you something about yourself so that you can break this pattern. Okay, so just be aware. Number 44 is spiritual alignment. Okay, so it is purely like really, really highly spiritual card, this. So it is Spirit trying to speak to you through these patterns. Okay, right, so the next card we have is tribe, but the word that I got here was community. Okay, so I actually feel like you are needing a tribe at the moment. You're needing support. You're needing some kind of supportive group. So it could be that if you do struggle with like panic attacks or anxiety, you could maybe reach out to groups like on Facebook or in the local community where they actually all share the same experience. Okay, I know there are groups on Facebook where people will talk about their anxiety they're having. You can maybe look up, type in the word anxiety and see what groups come up for that on Facebook, or in your local community you might have well-being groups, things like that. So but it is about calling in a tribe, calling in a like-minded community where you can share what's going on for you, or even if it's not anxiety, even if it's like, I don't know, some other thing that you're finding comes up quite a lot. Maybe you just want to ask in a group, I'm having this issue, I continue to have this issue, can anyone help me? And just reach out to groups, or reach out to groups of friends or your family. It's time to talk. Okay, it's time to talk about it. Maybe you might have chosen group 2 as well, because I did actually talk about truth talks on there, and like speaking your truth and really expressing and sharing what's going on for you. Okay, but I feel like you're in real need of that at the moment. I'm also being drawn to this bit here. Don't know if you can see. It's like some kind of like tent, but it's made out of like twigs and stuff, which is really interesting because I went to the woods. I went for a walk in the woods. I'm telling you all stories in this one. Went for a walk in the woods yesterday, and there was like this amazing twig kind of hut that was built out of twigs. It just reminds me of that. So maybe it might be that you might need some grounding, you might need some walks in nature, even in the cold weather. Just wrap up warm. I know you might not want to, but you might need some grounding at the moment, and just walk in nature and take in nature to ground you, because anxiety really needs that. Okay, right, and then the last card we have is starfish. I don't know why I've left it upside down. That's weird. Maybe you're feeling a bit sort of topsy-turvy and upside down at the moment. It might be actually it's because of the intuition. Okay, so yeah, I knew there was a reason for it. So you've got starfish, intuition, listen to your soul's truth, think less, feel more. But it was upside down. Okay, so what you are actually avoiding at the moment is your intuition. Okay, so you will always know, and you have inside of you, like intuition to me is like channeling spirit anyway. It's the part of you that connects to where you came from, right? The creator, whether you call that God, the universe, whatever. it's the part of you that connects to that and it speaks through you. Okay, that's intuition to me anyway. Might be different for you, but that's kind of how I see it. And so you're really you're not listening to that part of you at the moment that wants to speak to you and wants to tell you your next steps, and it will lead you from this place. As I say, you really just need to listen to what it's teaching you. Okay. Intuition for me, I'm actually thinking of rebranding, so don't you go and take this idea. But intuition is in. Okay, let me turn that upside down because then that will work better. Intuition. Okay, so teaching like tuition about your inner world. Okay, so and your inner teacher as well. So you will have an inner teacher that will teach you how to get out of this place. You just need to listen to it more. All right, so that is your messages, or that they are your messages. Proper English, Leanne. Hope that made sense. Let me know in the comments, give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for future videos. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you, Pile 3.